Gao.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My first question is addressed to Mr. White. I represent the 2nd Congressional District, Louisiana, which was devastated by Katrina. So one of my main issues is coastal restoration, and my question to you has 2 parts. The first part is how are you working with the Army Corps of Engineers in order to address the issue of coastal restoration? And the second part is how can the money that you all receive through the stimulus package can be used to restore the coast, especially along the Gulf Coast areas?
Thank you, sir. I should mention that I was in New Orleans a couple months ago, and they took me around to Ninth Ward and various places, and it's really shocking the way things are yet today. My agency, through the Emergency Watershed Protection Program, worked hand in glove with FEMA, mostly with the Corps, for debris removal, and you all appropriated millions and millions of dollars for us, and most of that work is now done. We don't have any stimulus money specifically for coastal restoration, but we're talking to some of the parishes down there. Is there a parish outside there called Bergamins, or I can't. Plaquemines. They have a proposal to actually look at taking some of the easement funds we have and some of the restoration funds, and to, instead of making a hard, fast seawall, to actually try to put back the softer, gentler nature's way, you know, with your longleaf pines, with your native grasses that would absorb the impact of the flow. And I was really intrigued by their proposal, and I hopefully will get to visit with them more on that, sir.
Thank you very much. My second question is directed to Mr. Breen, and it deals with the super fundings on your brownfields and land revitalization programs. New Orleans is pretty much has a lot of contaminated areas. One of the main locations that I'm concerned with is what is called Gert Town, where the predominantly African American community, the children are playing on top of a playground that is that's located in land that's contaminated. How do you prioritize with respect to providing grant money to clean up these locations?
Thank you. So there's a Superfund program and a Brownfields program, and they each have separate processes. The Superfund program uses the National Priorities List primarily for funding long-term remedial action. That is the kind of action that would take a substantial length of time to manage. On the Brownfield side, that's the more lightly contaminated sites, and the grant process there is one with a national competition, and applicants submit. Typically once a year we run a process. I expect we'll be getting the next process out in the next few months. And then there's a panel that evaluates, looking at a number of factors, but the kinds of factors you identified, particularly great need and opportunity for revitalization, would be strong factors in that competition.
Okay, thank you very much. And my last question is directed to Mr. Donegan. Louisiana probably produces close to a third of the nation's seafood, and we have a problem with the dead zone at the mouth of the Mississippi. I'd like to know what plans do you have in addressing the issue of the dead zone?
Excuse me. Yes, thank you very much. There's been an interagency effort that's been underway for the last 4 years that's EPA-led to deal with the hypoxia problem in the Gulf of Mexico. The NOAA role in addressing that is to help provide the science. And so what we've been able to identify is that the nutrients that are coming down the Mississippi River that are ultimately causing that dead zone are really a function of water runoff associated with agriculture. And so the question for all of us in the federal government is to figure out ways of dealing with the agriculture industry in a way that can be responsible, so that they can do good practices that will alleviate the problem. On a continuing basis, we fund year-to-year monitoring of the size of the dead zone. Dr. Nancy Rabelais from Louisiana State University is the person that runs that program for us. I was talking to her last week, and they're getting ready to go to sea again later this month to begin their annual study. So our role on that is to help with the science and to collaborate with EPA and the Corps and Agriculture Department and the other federal agencies as well as the states.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.